Let's go. Okay. First and foremost, happy Mother's Day to all of the mothers out there. We love you. I can't play too much of this because YouTube would kick me off. But just know, all the mothers, you are loved, you're appreciated, you are celebrated. Right now,
It's the Saints anthem.
the Saints anthem. We're back. Little technical difficulties. But check this out, y'all. It's your boy Uncle. We're back. Welcome back, sports fans. Who that nation? We here now. Let me get that hand clap. Air horns. Yeah. They Super Bowl bound. Come on. What's happening? Yo, check this out, man. This is going to be a short podcast. It's Mother's Day. Once again, happy Mother's Day to all of the beautiful mothers, all of you that are just the foundation of your families. Today, I just hope that you get the appreciation and the love that you deserve. Even those of you right now that are struggling, and because you're dealing with the fact that you lost your mother, man, I don't want to go without acknowledging that today may be tough for you. So today my prayers are up before you, and I hope that you have family surrounding you that cover you right now, that you don't have to deal with that enormous loss on your own. But happy Mother's Day, lady. Love you. Air horns to the mothers. But check this out, man. This podcast is going to be pretty short today. I was coming home yesterday. I took my son and we went out to see Doctor Strange, which was a very strange, man, that was strange. I'm not the biggest fan of the turn that I noticed Doctor Strange taking, but that's not neither here nor there. This is not a movie podcast. This is a sports podcast, and specifically, this right here is dealing with my Saints, my New Orleans Saints. So what we're gonna do right now is, oh wow. Did I press the wrong button? I sure did. I got the big screen up, but we didn't want to do that. But either way it go, I'm gonna talk about, right, when I was coming home, I was listening to Rich Eisen on YouTube, because those of you that may not know, however you found me, I listen to the mainstream media a lot. I don't watch their channels on TV because usually I'm on the road, I'm driving, I'm flying, I'm doing some traveling, so I'm usually just catching YouTube clips, and every time there's a Saints related clip, I'm clicking it. I gotta see what you're saying, because I want to hear what does the mainstream media have to say about my team. And for those of you that know my commentary on Rich Eisen and some of the other guys, they couldn't fathom why did the Saints trade up if they didn't want a quarterback. And to that, I tell Rich Eisen and the rest of the guys how I've been saying forever. We have a 28-year-old former Heisman Trophy winning national champion who has been under the system of Sean Payton and Pete Carmichael for 3 years, and he was able to watch Drew Brees for 1 year. Why would you trade that in and draft a rookie that you're going to have to restart all over again and train him all over again? A rookie without the credentials of a Pro Bowl quarterback and a Heisman Trophy winner, and without the national championship in college. Come on, that doesn't make sense to me. But either way, I'm going to go on that little tangent later. I have a podcast idea that I'm going to do about that, where I'm going to present some stats, some facts, and everything else to show who that nation and the rest of the doubters are, what kind of caliber and potential quarterback we have in Jameis Winston. Sure, he may not fulfill that potential, but man, the potential is there. But I'm going to let Mr. Rich Eisen spew his nonsense and just listen to my coach, Dennis Allen, handle these questions like Mickey Loomis and Sean Payton disciple that he is.
Did you consider taking a quarterback at any point in time in the first round, Coach?
Well, look, I would say that we did our due diligence on all of the quarterbacks.
I respect that.
And there was a spot in the draft where we felt like we would feel comfortable with all of those guys. And so It's funny how, you kind of have quarterback was not the position that we said, man, we're targeting and we got to go find a way to go get this.
Okay, I hope Who Dat Nation hears that as well as the mainstream media. Dennis Allen said quarterback was not the position that we were really targeting this year. And as you can see, we went through the draft, day 1, 2, and 3, and undrafted free agents, and we didn't even sniff a quarterback. We signed Andy Dalton to come in as a backup just in case. We just needed some veteran leadership just in case Jameis would take a little bit longer. But I'm going to replay a little bit more of that so you can hear Dennis Allen, man. He handled this well.
Funny how, you kind of have quarterback was not the position that we said, man, we're targeting and we got to go find a way to go get this position. But yet we did our due diligence, and if that's the way that the draft had worked out, then we'd have considered that.
Yeah, and that's again, because it's tough for me to even figure out, and I sat there for all 262 picks, the exact picks you had going into the draft because of the maneuvers that you and Mickey Loomis made all over the draft board.
Do you hear this? Do you hear him? Did you hear how he stumbled? I was trying to figure out what were you doing? Let me play that back. Listen how he's stumbling because he's trying not to be insulting because he's on mainstream media. Dennis Allen's a second-time head coach, so he figured, I know more than Dennis Allen. What were you doing? You went up in the draft. You're supposed to get a quarterback. That's the way the rule book says. It says if you move up in the draft, you're doing it for a quarter. What were you doing? Listen to how he bumbles and fumbles about trying to say what he wanted to say without being offensive, but still trying to make Dennis Allen realize, hey, football says you're supposed to do it this way, but he didn't. Okay, listen to him.
Again, because it's tough for me to even figure out, and I sat there for all 262 picks, the exact picks you had going into the draft because of the maneuvers that you and Mickey Loomis made all over the draft board. But the idea was, okay, you're trading into the first round for somebody or to package up to go up top. Did you attempt to do that? Attempt to go top 10, top 5 to go get somebody at some point?
Well, look, I think we explored what options were there.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that we felt comfortable with we felt like there was going to be a run on these receivers, and that was an area that we wanted to try to address. We felt like there was going to be a run on them kind of in that 8, 9, 10, 11 type of area. And so I think that was kind of the position that we were kind of looking to see if we needed to get into that area to be able to get one of these receivers. And as we started seeing them come off the board a little bit, we felt like at 11 with Washington, the value was there for what we were going to be able to go and get.
Okay, and then last one for you is, we keep talking certainly on NFL Network that the off-season or non-playing season, as we call it, is just one big puzzle piece, right? Where there's free agency, there's draft, and then there's free agency after the draft. And the perfect example of that last part is the Saints going to get Tyrann Mathieu and bring him back back to New Orleans. What will he bring to your equation, in your estimation, Coach Dennis Allen?
Welcome back, 32.
Yeah, I think he brings an emotion and energy, a leadership aspect to our football team, and he's been one of the best playmakers in the NFL, over the last 7, 8, 9 years, and so we felt like he was a perfect fit for what we needed and what we like to do. Gives him a chance to come back home. There's an excitement that comes along with that, with bringing him back here, and we're just really excited about having him, and think he's going to, bring a lot to our team in terms of just playmaking ability, leadership, and just energy.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that.
Yes, we watched to the end, Rich. Hey, I just wanted to share that so we can kind of get an idea of what Dennis Allen and most of the management guys were thinking as they went into the draft. As you can see, quarterback wasn't really an issue. If we could have gotten or picked up someone that we saw future in at a good pick, but let's just be honest. That's Dennis Allen and coach speak. If we have 3 rounds of drafting and only one quarterback was taken off the board in 3 rounds, obviously there was no one there that we saw value in at all. Because we had a 3rd round pick and we had a 2nd round pick that we drafted a 2nd round guy that was projected as a 4th round guy in that cornerback Alontae Taylor. So if we thought and every quarterback was on the board when we drafted Alontae Taylor besides Kenny Pickett. So unless Kenny Pickett was the only guy that we looked at, and obviously we didn't have a 1st round grade on him because we had the 16th and the 19th pick. So that's all I'm trying to get Who Dat Nation to see, and the mass media, mainstream media, to understand that you may not like Jameis Winston because of his quirkiness or because of whatever issue you thought he had, or the fact that he's not Baker. He's not a troublemaker. He's not out there showing you that he was upset that he had to sit behind Drew Brees for 2 years. He's not showing you that he was upset because Tampa Bay just decided to just not re-sign him and move on. He's just saying, listen, if I need some coaching, I need to do this, whatever I need to do to get back as a starting quarterback in the NFL, I'm willing to do it, and I'm willing to work my butt off in order to make it. You see him putting out videos, you see him talking about his goal. You see Dennis Allen letting you know, there's another interview about Dennis Allen letting you know that guy is a football guy. He's all football all the time. So I got some more information and some things I'm going to share about Jameis Winston, because that's our quarterback as of right now. So I'm going to highlight some things that a lot of people don't know, because we get the narrative that he maybe threw the most interceptions in NFL history in the season, which he didn't. That's a myth. He didn't. There's 3 people that threw more interceptions than him that year. There are quarterbacks like Drew Brees, Peyton Manning, and other great Hall of Fame quarterbacks like Brett Favre that have actually thrown more interceptions in the season than they did touchdowns. Jameis Winston never did that. But either way it go, this is the Who Dat Nation. We're about to we're gonna go into that a little bit more. I'm gonna talk more about that, but I wanted to share how much Rich Eisen just hated the fact that Dennis Allen was really moved into the 1st round pick and didn't get a quarterback. So here's my take on it all. Let him know, Chop. Who that? That time again.